Have you ever stood before a masterpiece in an art museum and wondered about the hidden stories it holds, particularly when it depicts ancient gods and goddesses? What if those ancient tales were brought to life with a revolutionary sense of realism, bridging the gap between myth and everyday experience? Well, the meaning behind Diego Velázquez's famous painting, The Feast of Bacchus, also known as The Drinkers, is a captivating blend of mythological narrative and stark human realism. It vividly portrays the Roman god Bacchus, the deity of wine, revelry, and liberation, actively crowning a mortal man with an ivy wreath, surrounded by a group of joyful, earthy companions. At its heart, the painting explores the intoxicating joy and freedom that Bacchus brings to mortals, often contrasting the divine ideal with the raw, transient pleasures of human life. Bacchus, known as Dionysus in Greek mythology, was a multifaceted god associated not only with wine but also with fertility, ecstasy, madness, and the theater. Velázquez's rendition is remarkable for how he chose to depict this classical subject. Rather than idealized figures, we see a mixture. Bacchus himself is presented with a more classical, ethereal appearance, but his companions are unmistakably ordinary Spanish men, their faces weathered and their expressions full of natural delight. This deliberate contrast highlights a central theme: the gods' power to momentarily elevate common people, granting them a taste of divine, uninhibited joy. The artist painted this work relatively early in his career, around 1628 to 1629, for King Philip IV of Spain. It was a pivotal piece, showcasing Velázquez's innovative approach to mythological themes by grounding them in a powerful sense of realism. He was moving away from the purely academic and instead infused the divine narrative with the palpable energy of a genre scene, inviting viewers to see themselves in the story. To truly appreciate the Feast of Bacchus when you see it, take a moment to observe the individual figures. Notice the naturalism in their postures, the distinct personalities shining through their expressions, from the eager recipient of the crown to the man laughing heartily beside him. Pay close attention to how Velázquez uses light and shadow, a technique called chiaroscuro, to create depth and emphasize the central action of the crowning. You can almost feel the texture of their skin, the weight of the wine jugs, and the cool touch of the ivy. Consider how this painting bridges two worlds: the ancient, mystical realm of gods and the tangible, everyday reality of 17th century Spain. It encourages you to reflect on how timeless human desires for joy, escape, and connection have been expressed throughout history and art. One truly fascinating aspect of this painting is Velázquez's pioneering use of what was known as the bodegón style, which translates to tavern or kitchen scenes, but applied to a mythological setting. This was quite revolutionary for its time. He masterfully integrated these highly realistic, humble figures, drawn from common life, into a grand mythological tableau, which was generally reserved for more idealized portrayals. This naturalism allowed him to convey a sense of genuine human experience and emotion, making the divine accessible and relatable. Ultimately, the Feast of Bacchus is for more than just a depiction of a classical myth. It is a powerful exploration of human nature, the allure of earthly pleasures, and the democratizing power of joy and wine, all rendered with an astonishing realism that was truly ahead of its time. Understanding these layers of meaning transforms a simple viewing into a profound encounter with one of art history's greatest innovators, deepening your appreciation for both the story and the masterful technique. It reminds us that art can illuminate the human condition in ways that transcend centuries.